Welcome back to another edition of Beacon Muscles. We got a knockout game here, Dan. It's going to be Toxic versus Sparty.
Nah, why are we here?
It's been a long day already.
This is a booster. We can do what we want.
That's
No, this is a good one. This is a really good one. You know, we've had Tox, who was looking mighty fine against Maxter, and awfully unfortunate not to go through it. It's a revolutionary playstyle from Tox. He's not holding plus forward, and it's working. You know, this is LAN. This is a different environment.
Yeah.
All the weaponry is working as well as it could for Tox, and he looks scary. On the flip side, we saw Sparty up on the main stage earlier to kill some, get absolutely destroyed, and he's gone too far the other way for me. You know, he was playing reserved and passive, which was okay, but he has to find a way to increase the tempo. That's what I haven't seen from Sparty yet.
Well, we're going to see. B-Stream, as always, no frills here. We got Blood Covenant, CK, and Awoken. It's going to be Athena for Toxic and Nyx for Sparty to kick us off on map number 1, and I think we're going to get right into it. Dan, this is live, and again, a knockout game between these two Swedish players. Absolute legends, but one of them is going to become a spectator after this one.
Let's do it.
Starting off on Toxic here. In the in-eyes on that Athena. We already just saw the masterclass that Rafa put on Blood Covenant earlier on the main stage against Nosfa.
Yes, sir. We saw Sparty on this map earlier today picking Visor willingly, and it didn't work. So he's learned his lesson. Gone with the Nyx, more mobility, more defensiveness.
Launched the VOD. He heard you talking shit because this is a giant arena, and he was like, all right, maybe Dan's right.
I mean, yeah. No shit.
You've never been wrong ever. Toxic scooping up that heavy. Relatively easy here. Slow start. And again, as we see the lights on these maps, yes, they're super mobile, but given the stack starting, you do not want to give up that first frag because the snowball afterwards could be absolutely deadly, especially going against something like an Athena now. Tox creeping down and he grabs just a little bit of LG. I feel like the Terminator's going to like that a lot. There's a tickle, a little bit of rocket, and there's the reposition, but good rail from Sparty. And just like that, though, the hook back up to get on the mid-ground. Make position pretty easy on this heavy pickup, and indeed, Sparty's just going to be a little bit late. Unsure if he committed, and he's going to eat a rail on the way over, and he needs to be very careful. He's going to drop down for that light armor, and now he can't even go to the jump pad. Maybe some damage before the Mega at best. The Tri-Ball will connect ever so gently, and the rail's right before the Mega pickup, and now the drop down, right in the nicks of time. He's going to disappear, but he has nothing to work with.
Nothing at all, and he's worked himself out of position. You can see the outline. He's just crouching around. Tox knows exactly what's up. Matter of time. Tox, though, does grapple across for a light, and in doing so, actually forces the smaller Sparty on the map, side of the map with the item up, and it could even cost him his own life as he got almost a little bit lucky not to take more damage from that engagement. So, you know, good and bad for Tox there.
Yeah, I mean, shotgun at that range should have done a lot more damage. So very fortunate there using the hook to traverse the map easily. More LG, putting the bead on him and putting the bead down into Sparty's Nyx right now. Nice rail. Oh, that was the hang time on that. Felt like forever as Tox was just trying to drop down, but Sparty couldn't get the second shot off. And Tox in a bad way right now. 100 HP, using the hook to traverse the map and grab the upper armor for Mega. Might be able to steal the lower. No, actually, Sparty's going to use Ghost Walk and make sure that Toxic has to get out of there.
Yeah, obviously Tox knew exactly what was happening, so there was not much he could do with no real knowledge of the positioning of Sparty. He does take a rail, he's on the back foot, Sparty going in close range combat. Good rocket from Tox on the defense, gets out for now, but still railable. And even this bubble will keep him in railable range, but has the opportunity to reset here and fight another day. Sparty picking up that heavy, got plenty of time to get across with this Mega if he should wish. But instead he decides just to play the distance game, and that's difficult against Tox 40.
Yeah, nice retaliation rail there from Sparty, but Tox again using that speed of Athena to grab that Mega, stack back up, and just like that in a blink of an eye, has the high ground yet again.
Right.
Incredibly hard to keep Athena down, literally down, but Sparty on the Nyx taking another rail on the way to heavy, needs to be careful as the light's taken by Tox, and now it's going to be a mad dash, and Tox thinks twice. Doesn't want to give up anything crazy as the 2-frag lead. Maybe a rail just fades away, not a big deal. He's okay with giving that up because he's maintaining high ground. He's still got good control over the Mega and the armor shards. Tox looking pretty good right now.
Yes, 2-0, 4 minutes in. Plenty of time on this map, but we've seen how slow-paced it is for both these players. That's the play style they want to play. So it is a decent enough lead already. And if we look at the scoreboard, He's getting the better of the key metrics. Slightly more damage, better accuracies, and better weaponry as well as the better of this engagement going in across Sparty, who was forced to pop the Ghost Walk. And just look at the difference now.
What does Sparty do? Needs to be very, 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 very careful here. I think Tox may have spotted him, but it doesn't even matter. He's going to scoop up that Mega. No big deal. Lower armor shard is available. Definitely heard it at Banana. Sparty needs to be very careful with his next moves. Does have a decent stack. If he gets caught out, it's going to be another frag for Tox.
Sure, he's making his way around to that heavy. He's got the timing. Tox fluffing that grapple, has to go up above and forfeit it, but just do an immense amount of damage from down below. If he connects with his shots, which he's not doing, literally nothing.
Yeah, that LG just out of range. He's like, wait a minute, this has worked online before, but
Time.
yeah. Again, the Ghost Walk plays from Sparty. He's using the Ghost Walk to try and get in on this Mega, but he's mistiming it a little bit. He's just not there in time every time, and so some of them flubbed. A little bit of mistakes from both players in terms of execution and timing, but all in all, still just a 2-frag lead for Tox.
Yeah, the ideas are there, but the execution is not. And that's just something we've seen as a theme of Sparty's play. On the flip side, Tox is definitely executing with that rail, 55% against the Knicks. It's very commendable, to say the least. You know, we said it yesterday when we were casting this 40. Tox's timing has improved dramatically. Not to say he could never time, but just lacking in that consistency again. It's not what we're seeing here. Good rotation of the items, and he's using that stack to put the pressure on. Actually going to take this fight, and he hits him out the Ghost Walk. But it's not enough damage, and they have to, once again, reset.
Yeah, Tox was willing to take that bit of a guessing game there, but gets out relatively unscathed, but not after that tri-bolt, as Sparty does some decent damage, and Tox hooking away yet again. Now his hooks are down for 35 seconds. Sparty has the ability right here to push in as he does. LG will finally put him on the board. Nice play from Sparty, but what does he have for us afterwards? The Mega is up. Tox goes straight for the rail. He's going to drop down for the lower armor shard in Banana. Sparty on the hunt right now, knowing that he has a bit of an opportunity to hook back in possession of Tox. The heavy will also go to Sparty. So off that frag, full map control, but still looking for another one on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and lots of time to go. 3.5 minutes left in this match. Seems like we've been playing this particular duel for a while. It's just the tempo, elongating that feeling, and Body's now the one in control. He's able to stabilize and not take damage off this pickup. He's in a good position to keep that rotation going. Set some more of these traps for Tox if he goes walk up, but Tox is willing to push in for the heavy and take this long range fight as well. Then this is where we've seen Tox come and really push himself back into the duel, because he's been getting the upper hand of these one-on-one engagements.
Less than 3 minutes now, trying to find this tying frag, and Tox not really playing scared necessarily, but he's not at the Mega to deal damage, maybe looking for the exit with the tri-bolt.
No, and he's very confident in his own abilities, right? So he's, as long as he has what he feels in terms of stack to compete, he doesn't really care too much about contesting. But there's a big contestation here. LG on LG, big rocket coming out as well. Bounces Tox around, and the converting rail.
Rocket was everything. Opened up that combo, perfectly placed there to tie it at 2. That was a bit of a aggressive play. The Ghost Walk coming out, and he's saying, I'm going to take this fight. You could tell that Sparty had decided already that it was going down.
Ooh.
Almost gets him on the cheeks on the way out now. Tox looking for some rails, and Sparty giving up the angles, but luckily Tox misses on Sparty's way out.
Does indeed. Close calls to Sparty, but he's the one in control now. And what was a big item differential before, Sparty has now taken the lead in. Damage still siding with that of Tox by 350, 400. So not a huge margin. But in a low-scoring game like this, light versus light, it's more about those critical shots, right? The clutch shots. That's what you need to finish a champion off.
Or are we going to see a 10-minute sudden death? Ooh, after that rail, I don't know. Tox in a bad way right now, and the hunt is on for Sparty after the Ghost Walk, and the hook formality for Sparty as he gets his third frag and he takes the lead, and Tox spawns in with the Tox bolt, goes straight for the rail, no hesitation, missing with yet another one, and needs machine gun damage, needs to be careful. He's going to retreat back to the upper armor while Sparty rocket jumps up to rockets, trying to cut off and do damage at this Mega. With the lead, he just needs to keep Tox low and make sure that any kind of push will be punished by death.
1 minute to go. What is the answer for Tox here? He stole away that Mega. He obviously has time to get across this heavy if he wants to, and he needs to, but no, bounced into the rail. That's going to cripple that stack and put him on the back foot. But lovely retaliation. Sparty doesn't have the Ghost Walk up yet. He's not railable either at the moment. Big rocket again. Now he is definitely railable. He has to get out, and there is no resources on the map for you, my friend. It's all about hiding, buying at time. He has the Ghost Walk, but he's also railable if he doesn't get spot. And there's Tox to be seen, and the Mega's up. He goes up the jump pad. Tox tries to grapple up, but falls back down. Has a little bit more time to catch Sparty, but as every second goes, his chances are slimming, and the Ghost Walk is still there, and that is pivotal.
Yeah, this is bad. He needs to just go, but he doesn't know where to go, and that's the problem. 10 seconds, he's going to catch him up with the Ghost Walk. Surely he's going to come out. Sparty's already gone, grabbing the lower armor, and I think quite literally, Dan, he's going to run away with this one.
And Ghost Walk now.
The shadows hide me.
Indeed.
Well, that was, you know, unusual from these two competitors. If we played this out 2 months ago, I can guarantee that would have been a 10-10 scoreline instead of a 2-2. So
Yeah.
complete polar opposite play styles to what we'd have seen online over the weeks of group play and league play. But fascinating to see that back and forth, the changing of strategies, the repositionings, and that shift in momentum as well. I felt that Tox had the game in the bag for large periods of that game, but Sparty kept it close, kept it tight, and played that mix very well in the end.
Yeah, I think he's going to be like, you know what? No more Visor. I think Nyx is the play here on Blood Covenant. But now that means that Tox is one map away from becoming a spectator. It's all going to come down to Corrupted Keep as we load up in the background. And it's going to be Strog for Tox and Blaskowitz for Sparty. And you can't help but feel like, what do you got for us, Tox? We want to see a map number 3. Unfortunately, one of these players is going to get knocked out. That's just the way it works. But at least we can hopefully get to a third map. If you're a Tox fan, you want to see it. You want to see it because he's been playing so strong.
He has, but again, similar to my criticism of Sparty, it's almost gone too far the other way. I get it's working, I get it's restraining, I get it's keeping you in the set, right? But particularly...
You gotta play to win.
You do.
Because winning is important, in case you didn't know.
But when we saw, even in that map, when he was trying to aggress, that's when he felt like he was taking control and Sparty didn't have an answer. But when he let that stabilization occur and Sparty had the breathing room to go and reset, to restack, that's when Sparty was able to get a foothold in the map. So I would just love to see, and it's one of the hardest skills, more of a balanced approach. Let's get in his face, let's keep the aggression on, let's keep his stack low, and then play the control game. Not just allow him to play the map and you keep control. You need to get that balance in place, and Corrupted Keep is a perfect map to do it because it's high intent, it's octane, and it's combat heavy.
Well, this is it, potentially, here, and we'll see exactly what the balance is that Tox or Sparty will bring. Pinker comes out early for a little bit of information. Sparty deals with it nicely with the buckshot.
Yeah, I like the pick of the strong for Tox because we know how good he can play that crouch sliding champion when he gets that tempo, gets that momentum. He's a scary boy.
I'm furious right now because apparently I'm missing another Keel game. This is rigged against me, the pick ban phase in the matches, but that's okay because we got a good one right here. Again, Tox fighting first tournament life on this one as Sparty has the one map advantage. Here comes LG on LG. Sparty using that Mega Wall to try and break up some damage. Good buckshot on the fadeaway. Tox is actually forced back, but somehow LG go brrr, and he makes it work. One frag, but he's very weak. Heavy's going to be the next item up, but Sparty wants that lower light armor. He's like, wait a minute, I already have full armor? What? What happened?
What? No, but he's in the vicinity to steal away that heavy, and Tox a little bit late for that, but big rocket from up above, 76 damage, prevents Sparty from making any. So the shenanigans over by the Mega. They're going to continue to trade, but that is a 10-second split exactly between the major items. So this next heavy is big, and whoever can get the better of this engagement is the one who's going to take position and take control. And at the moment, the Tox bolt is coming out, and he can just continue to do this all day. I've got 12 more rounds. What are you going to do, Sparty? Oh, we're going to dual will? Well, that's painful. And he gets the frag, but at what cost? It means the map is not now one-sided.
Yeah, he's going to get the heavy off the back of that.
Sparty Okay.
Maybe he's going to delay the heavy?
Yeah, he's delaying the heavy just to completely offset Tox's timings, I think. Luckily, Tox didn't. Still delaying it. That is risky.
If he offsets it enough, it's just going to skip a
Yeah,
sec on
it
Tox. Will
literally
show up to the
has.
next and be like, oh yeah, it's perfect timing anyway. So.
It's pretty much what happened. 12 seconds the other way. We have a difference now. Sparty without any weaponry is creeping around the map very slowly, very scared, but it's all you can do. And Tox is going to go on, stand around for 15 seconds on the heavy now. So, you know, all good things come around. Sparty's won himself a mega.
He's done it indeed. A lot of work left for Tox. Sparty able to get in on the mega dual wield available again. And he's coming in, and there it is, like a wrecking ball, takes a rocket to the face. And he actually just disengages before the heavy as well, so not the best play, but that LG is so good,
What?
but Tox still somehow comes out on top with Sparty. Wow. Dual wield into single LG, and somehow did all that damage. The Peeker gonna blast a little bit, gonna have Mega to fall back onto Tribolt's gonna cut him off, and you know that Sparty was like, I can strafe into Mega, and Toxic was like, nope, water balloons.
Yeah, the damage from the LG from Tox was incredible. They're both hitting 50% LG, but Tox came out of nowhere there with that damage at the end of that fight. Extends his lead to 4. He's now got the timings as well that he needed, so he can contest. And Sparty is back to holding the walk key.
The wheel popped again, but Tox is like, yeah, I like this fight.
Yep.
Keep giving me this fight. Again, the hitbox expands a little bit. BJ says it with his chest when he dual wields, and he needs to be careful. Tox will take that fight every day. His LG is insane. 5-0 for Tox. Clearly wants to see a map number 3, and he's playing like at 3:40 in. And a cutoff here, and Sparty gets in. Just can't get the damage, can't even steal away the item, Dan.
No, he can't. And this is what I like to see, right? Tox is being aggressive. He's getting in the face, but it's that managed aggression. Sparty is unable to deal with the damage of Tox. The timing's there. You can see Sparty in and around it. That's something that Tox is lacking at the moment. Giving up that Mega, had no right to give that away, but he did anyway. He'll be on this heavy, but he is early, so Sparty could get in there with the rocket, and he's charging on down. You can see him now barreling through. He's going to take a lot of damage, but he will steal it away, which means he...
Oh, buddy.
This is Swedish Quake, baby.
Exactly. Whew. It's just like, wow, what just hit me? And after all that stack, you couldn't even tell. Stack's about even, and Toxic was just like, this is free damage.
It's just an uppercut from nowhere, you know?
Oh no, using it as bait. Can he get it though? The LG was really good from Sparty. The rockets, decent, but not good enough. And now Tox on the back foot, needs to be careful, wants to try and do some damage on this heavy. It's gonna get a little crazy. And again, the rockets bailing him out as he grabs 2 health bubbles. Still no armor to his name, but Sparty's on the hunt right now. He just keeps popping dual wield and getting no mileage out of it, it feels like, Dan.
But this item's big for Tox because he's been living on moments of glory at the moment where Sparty's been taking that control and pressure is mounting. Tox has no stack of anything. He hasn't gone out of his way to get lights. Sparty's got a rocket jump up and get
beautiful.
the easiest frag of his life, and you could see that coming from a minute away.
Big shotgun, another one.
Whiffed. No,
buddy. Is he gonna go for it?
Yes.
No!
4.
Yeah.
4. I heard him
Duel
say
at
that.
high noon with shotguns. Yes, indeed. 6-2. Sparty. Okay, this is a good use of duel.
Yeah, that was it.
Absolutely melts him down. That's what Sparty wanted right there. And the tides are turning, Dan.
Yeah, well, this is where managed aggression turns into mindless aggression when you don't back it up with control. And that's exactly what we're seeing from Tox. Going in aggressively, he's not doing the damage he needs to justify these decisions. What was a 6-0 game a minute ago is now 4-6, and this is spiraling out of control quickly for the veteran Tox.
Yeah, not good if you're a Tox fan right now. Little tickle. Sparty eats 1 rocket, but oh look, a light armor before the Mega. Here's the dual wield as well, making sure the Tox does not risk it. A little bit of rocket damage, not too bad. Here comes the Peeker, dealt with nicely. Sparty's still kind of stuck behind the statue. He's going to try and jump, fight for this armor, but that LG from Tox is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, that was nice. And this time he's not going to follow it up with that aggression. But look at the split that Sparty's maintaining, right? Like, Tox had decent control at the start, but Sparty is pushing this into a very dominant control lead. He's keeping that timing good, the split strong. Tox is unable to live with the damage output at the moment because he hasn't got the stack to work with. Neither player's doing a magnificent job of this chip damage, mission damage around the map. It's all about these kind of all or nothing fights. And this one does not look like it's going Sparty's way. 5 to 6. We still have 3 minutes to go.
Again, Toxic's tournament life on the line. As he trails by a map, needs to win this to send it to a third, hanging on by a 1 frag lead. And it's looking shaky right now. Sparty trying to get some position on this Mega. Luckily for Tox, he's going to be able to drop on that without taking too much damage, but this jump pad might be a bad idea. Sends in the Peeker instead for a little bit of information. That's going to help him reroute. Dual wheel popped by Sparty. He wants a fight, and Tox is like, I'm just going to chill here. I'm good.
And rightly so. He's the one with time on his side. He's just good damage exiting the heavy here. You can't just let Sparty get away with it. Pushing down, that's good, but he's going to have to take this fight, and it's going to be whoever aims better.
Wow.
And it's Sparty. What?
So weak, man. Mega's up, LG back in. Oh, the rocket off the spawn. Tox, please just pick up Mega. And he loses out on the Mega as well. Sparty dives in, and it's catastrophic right now. It is so bad for Tox. He needs to be careful, but okay. He's able to put the beat on him and hit him with some Elmers, but that was so scary, Dan.
I'm entirely sure I'm watching now. This has just turned into an absolute brawl.
Bar fight right now.
Yeah, literally.
How dare you yump at me, is what they're saying. That's what they're saying. All right, Dan. 6 to 7 right now. Tox holding on by a thread. Less than 2 minutes remaining. Again, tournament life on the line.
Tox feels like first time in forever gets a major item. And it's much needed. Because he's doing significantly more damage, but as we discussed, without the stack, when your opponent is so overstacked, you're not going to be doing double the amount of damage, and that's why we've seen Sparty build this comeback. He still has to get one more frag to get back in this, and another dual wield, which will be wasted.
Oh, big defensive rockets.
Reset, he didn't need to. That was forcing the issue, right?
Yeah.
No right to go through that.
I have these 2 guns out. I need to do something with them, brother.
Exactly, yeah. And you still have a minute to go. You have plenty of time to manufacture that frag. That is wasteful.
Indeed, and that could have been him literally throwing the game now, as Tox can play a little bit more defensive. He is going to give up the heavy, which gives Sparty a stack to kind of plow through, and he will get another opportunity at dual wield.
Yeah,
But he only has shotgun and rockets. Starting machine guns. Are we going to see some explosive double rockets? Oh, jeez, we are.
Big opening rocket, but the LG from Tox is huge. You know, this is Sparty now. He's on the aggression. He has to continue. He needs to go down swinging. He needs to go to Valhalla in glory.
8 to 6, 20 seconds. Can he do it? Sparty trying to push in and knock out Tox. Tox hanging on for dear life.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I feel like that heavy is enough. Here comes the push from Banana. It's inevitable. And LG surely from Tox is going to be fantastic. He's not even going to risk it, even though he would have had that frag. So indeed, we are going to see a third map between these 2 legends.
As I'm sure everyone wanted to. Tox. Well, you know, heart in the mouth moment for Tox fans. Once again, he loves to do that to you, and it just swings each way.
Yeah.
Passive to over-aggression. You've got to meet in the middle, my friend, and then you become the Terminator.
Yeah, I don't know. Right now, it's just machine against mayonnaise. We'll see on map number 3. We're going to get into that shortly. And again, it's going to be Awoken, Galena on Tox.
I have to
Doom
say,
for Sparty.
It looks like you write with your left hand. And
I
you're
do.
a child.
I mean, yeah, I'm a doctor, technically. Dr. 40, nice to meet you. Prescriptions? Anybody? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, it is pretty bad. I'm not even going to show chat. It's fine. But, yeah, once the players are ready, I mean, again, B-Stream, no frills. We're just going to chill for a little bit until we get into map number 3, and it's a knockout map. This is it. After this one, somebody is going to sit down and enjoy the show for the rest of the tournament. Someone's going to make their way and trudge on through the lower bracket, which is just a cesspool of monsters.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be there, but no, we're moving on to Awoken, to another combat-heavy map. I expect this one to play not to the same level of degree as we saw Corrupted Keep, because we saw Sparty play this earlier and play it very, very slow. But he's playing a Doom, someone you want to set the tempo with. You don't want to be playing that plus back. Tox, you can do both, right? You can be aggressive, but you're also quite happy building the overstack, playing a bit slower. Tox, he picks Galena quite often, so he knows how to utilize this champion on this map.
Yeah. I mean, totems, I don't even know. I'm trying to think of a matchup that, overstack was a big factor. And I think, at this level, players are doing a good job of making sure that's negated and you don't get that free overstack. But I'm interested to see if Tox knows a little something on this map. It might just be standard totems.
Yeah, I think it's more standard informational totems on this map, right? When you're thinking of big overstack, you're looking at the Veils of the World,
Molten, maybe.
the Molten of the World, right? Where you can just camp one side of the map, even Ruins to a certain extent, not as much anymore, but back in the day, you'd sit in the heavy, put your totems
It's
in the
a
corner.
fortress, literally my fortress.
If you want to drop into my mines, be my guest.
I am Galena, and here we go. We're going to be live on Sparty, and he's going to use that Berserk to grab the heavy, make his way over to the LG as the crowd goes wild over on the A stream. I don't know what's happening. Keel probably won, but anyway, 0-0 knockout game right now happening in front of us. Totem in the pocket of Tox as Sparty makes his way through Banana with the Tri-Bolt. Does have a little bit of LG to work with as well, but he's going to want rockets and rail soon, Dan.
Yeah, he is, and Tox is just standing on the rail, waiting for that moment to come. And there it is, but nothing will come of it. Tox more than aware that his opponent doesn't have that weaponry, so is quite happy to slow the tempo of the game and just protect that. That is obviously a huge component of any sort of strategy that Sparty is going to be concocting. And without it, well, not useless, but not effective either.
Somewhere in betwixt. There's one totem down. Again, doing a good job of just being like, you know what? Rails? I don't think so. I don't think you got to earn this one. There's the Berserk. Little hop, skip, and jump out of there.
And this is cagey.
Nice rail there.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, Sparty needs to be careful. Almost gets hit with the third. And this is it. Tox is going in like a wrecking ball. Actually sends him into the wall and catches him on his way back to the Mega. Wow. Tox with the drive-by. Hit him with the combo and said, I'll be back in a second. And there's your frag on the board. Tox 130 in with the lead. It's a good start for him.
And he's just, this is it, right? He's controlling the rail. I mean, technically, with the 1-0 lead, he doesn't need to move anymore.
Yeah, this is it. Game's over. No, Sparty needs to try and fight his way back. But again, being denied. Which is rare, given this map, or excuse me, this game and just the weapon respawn time. So this is probably one of the easier maps to just deny the rail on, as Heavy's on that side, and if you already get LG. Finally, Sparty able to get a rail 2 minutes in, got a light armor as well. He's looking much better now as he has all the weaponry he needs. Now it's just a matter of what item do I want to try and attack. 12 seconds till the Heavy, and he's got good position to try and do some damage from above.
You also saw Tox place his totem up on that T-junction just to give information for when Sparty walks through that area, right?
Sparty still hasn't seen it, I don't think. So
no, it's around the corner.
Oh, right, the other side. The Tri-Bolt. Damn, the Tri-Bolt.
Correct.
Yes. T for Tri-Bolt, yes. Gonna be a long day here at the B stream. Also the A stream, to be completely honest. We're grinding down to top 8 tomorrow? Yeah, I think we're burning down to top 8 left on tomorrow.
Yeah, semis from tomorrow.
Woo, buddy. Tell you what.
Long day.
Oh, that's going to be a big rocket. Indeed. Going up the jump pad to get out of harm's way. And luckily for him, avoids any kind of rail angle that Sparty wanted.
Yeah. Question is, what's Sparty going to do? You can see Tox is obviously contemplating this distance game. Well, that opening rail is a good start to any sort of change in momentum. The retaliation from Tox is there, and a little bit of insta-gib.
Just a tiny bit. 25% rail for Sparty. Only 1 for 4. He hasn't really gotten the rail, as we said before. 40% for Tox, 6 for 15. He's going to want to bump those numbers up. But again, after all of that, still has the 1 frag lead. So as you said, very cagey, very slow, and he's putting down these totems in places where he gets information. Now, as Sparty takes out that totem, he eats 1 rail. Does pick up the Heavy. Tox lays claim to the Mega, but looking for some angles here. Sparty creeping up, needs to be careful. There's a totem right on the other side of that wall. Tox taking over T-Con again. Just making sure any kind of major choke point on this map is punished if patrolled through by Sparty.
Yeah, Tox has worked that position on T-Junction, but he drops down into danger as Sparty is waiting and prowling down in the water. Looks like we're not taking too much damage, but it will have to now let that heavy armor go towards Sparty. Might try and get a rail through the mudder hole. No, nothing to be. But he knows exactly the position of his opponent. Neither player connects. 12% rail for Sparty.
It's not looking good, and he doesn't have any more rail slugs. He needs to try and re-up.
Well, maybe he doesn't need them.
Well, he's going to re-up in the LG room and get that light armor, and that's good. It's only a 1 frag game, and oh no, Tox is stuck, but Sparty, interesting pathing there. Gets a little bit of damage around the corner knowing that Tox is there, and Tox is going to break off and go through LG. Excuse me, Sparty is going to go through LG. Tox grabbing the heavy, trying to make a play on this Mega, at least some damage, just missing out with that rail. Just around the corner, oh buddy.
Oh, Big Rock is pushing through that choke point. A little bit too risky from Tox's perspective and trying to force the issue that was not there. Now Sparty can hit a rail, he finally does. Much needed to hit that one just before the pickup. Tox, not delaying, it was just an accident till now.
Whoops!
Yeah, now he'll miss actually any sort of damage on the Mega, which is not massive, but frustrating.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't actually strap in that armor. Sorry, my bad. Let me double back here. 5:35 in. Tox still up by 1, and this is just incredible. So much on the line right now, playing so slow, both players. And again, Tox is just, where is Sparty right now?
They know exactly where each other are, but they're trying to work the best angle with Sparty hitting another rail. Oh, Tox, being a Galena, not much he can really do, just to play it nice and slow to get out. He eats a second one as well. So Tox might lose out on the heavy after that back-to-back unreturned damage. Oh, he hears it. He hears the berserk through the banana. Does get out.
Nice rail, looking for more. Okay, disengaging with the jump. Tox, good position on this. Sparty in a very bad way. Has to be very creative with his movement to get out of here. He's going to be able to go through the power up, but Tox knows. He's just stuck on the side of the map. Mega in hand. It's all about what Tox wants to do with this cutoff. Does only have 1 rocket, might jump down to re-up on that, but he's going to hold T-com position and play for sound.
Yeah, adjusting for position at the moment. They're moving around the map. It is strategical, but to be blunt, they're just not executing, right? So when you're going into these engagements, you're manufacturing opportunities, but you're not connecting. Oh, Tox is in rock and a hard place. He's railable, so he doesn't know what to do. He tries to make any sort of move, and now it's just about delaying, trying to do anything. He's got the Mega to fall back on, but now he wants to take both. Greedy guts. He's going to pay for this.
Wow!
Doesn't even get it. Why?
Oh no, is that going to be the critical mistake? Sparty capitalizes on that one, and now he has full map control. He has the mobility. He's going to take out a totem. No, he's not. He's so smart. He's not giving up the information, but he just misses out on the trap. I love that play.
I mean, I love the play from Sparty, but I hate the play from Tox. You played
disgusting. Yeah.
Played 7.5 minutes of calculated, risk-free Quake, and then you just take the most irrational move that you could have chosen. Your opponent had position to deal damage. You could not touch them. I do not understand that, and it could cost him his life in this tournament. He has 2 minutes to get back into this one, but Sparty's got the momentum and he's feeling himself. Another rail coming out. It's just before the pickup, so it doesn't really do anything. And Tox now has the right weaponry. He hasn't got a rocket, but he has everything else at his disposal.
Oh, trap from Sparty. And he still finds a combo, but Tox does good damage. 7 seconds.
Well, this is risky.
Yeah. I'm nervous, Dan.
You should be.
I'm nervous. This is it. 135 left.
I can't even predict what these two players might do having watched this last series. Nothing makes sense to me anymore. 1.5 minutes to go. They're on opposite sides of the map. They have their respective major items to fall back on. So there is always that lifeline, but it's do or die for Tox in this tournament. QuakeCon 2023. He has to get a frag and take us to overtime.
Sparty's going to play hyper defensive right now. Oh, he's going to eat the Tox bolt. Now Sparty going to try and stack back up. Needs to be careful. That rail angle so dangerous. Luckily for him, not taken by Tox. Mega's left up. Sparty's going to have a decent stack to try and play defensive for the last minute of the game here. Maybe one more major. He might even just disappear off the map, Dan. The ability is there. The Doom mobility will open up the map for him. Tox on the hunt.
We know he's not going to show his face. He has the heavy armor in his vicinity. And he's going to force Tox to come to him because, as you said, he's the Doom. He's the more mobile one. He has the Berserk. And he also has time on his side. Tox will be aware now. He spotted him there. He definitely heard him now. And now he's going to have to rocket jump up and go. The Berserk's there, but Sparty's got the way that Tox is going, and he has to take this fight. Is he going to fight for the Mega? He is, but he knows he's got the stack with the Mega to fall back on. Tox missing a critical rail, but he obviously knows where his opponent is. Just has to guess the right way. Sneaking round, and Sparty guesses right as well. 10 seconds to go, 40. But he goes back to the light. He takes the fight. Big rocket, and the rail with another trade!
The trade! Unbelievable! Sparty did enough to get by, and Tox is officially knocked out. Oh my god, that last fight. I thought he was going off the map.
I'm speechless.
In the blink of an eye, we went from Tox is danger to Tox is eliminated, and that just breaks my heart as a Tox fan. Absolute legends, but Sparty, just all of these games have been so close, but just that much better. The trade, so clutch, and yeah, unfortunately, this is what happens at tournaments. It hurts my heart. I don't really like tournaments. Everyone's a winner here.
No, this is proper knockout now, and it's hard, right? When you've seen those moments of glory, the old school Tox coming back, and then to even just go out like that, that is heartbreaking. But credit to Sparty, he'll obviously go on in this brutal lower bracket. You know, we spoke to Tox before. He was confident to actually go a little bit further, not because of Sparty, just because of the way he was feeling, and he was feeling pretty good in this tournament, in this setup. But yeah,
such a nice guy too. He's just like, I just want to win a couple more games, and I was like, seeing the end of that, that's just hard.
Yeah,
but that's it. We're done over here at the B stream. We got more action coming up. We're going to take a break, figure it out, and we'll be back.